Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Neil McKegney. I'm Professor of Drug Misuse Research at the University of Glasgow, where for the last 20 years I've been carrying out research on various aspects of drug-related problems. I'm here today as a researcher, but I'm not going to quote a series of statistics for you. But it is clear over the years that I've been carrying out research that marijuana, what we call cannabis, has a huge negative impact on the lives of many young people. It's a drug which is perceived as having very little adverse impact. It's often attached to the term recreational use to imply somehow that it is almost positive impact on young people's lives. And that is an impression which I think is oddly shared by many people, academic researchers, practitioners, young people, some politicians, and many others. It's a view, however, which is seriously being revised now in the light of recent research evidence. It's odd in a way that cannabis is the drug, marijuana is the drug that's most widely used, but actually there has not been as much research on that drug as one would expect. There's been a great deal of attention on heroin and cocaine, much less on marijuana. But the most recent research that has been carried out on marijuana is, I think, shocking for many people, because it is leading us to look again at this so-called recreational drug, and we are seeing on the basis of those research studies, firstly, that kids who start to use marijuana at a young age are much more likely to experience serious long-term mental health problems. They're very likely to start to use other illegal drugs as well. The gateway thesis is clearly occurring. Nearly everyone who's used heroin and cocaine has also used marijuana, and we are seeing that in the case of young people too. We know that whilst there is some evidence that people use marijuana to self-medicate, that in many instances the mental illness that they experience comes after their use of marijuana. The idea that the people who are using marijuana have mental health problems prior to their marijuana use, and that is the explanation for the association which we are increasingly seeing now, is being shown to be not the case. Some individuals that will be true, but for many individuals their mental health problems are arising as a result of, not prior to, their marijuana use. And I think that too is really important. The second thing I'd like to say is that on the basis of research which I and colleagues have carried out, looking particularly at kids who don't use illegal drugs, and I think that is an important focus, we've asked them, how is it that in situations where they are not using illegal drug use, what has protected them? Now, one of the things that they have spoken about consistently is the messages that come from their parents, the standards that their parents set, the openness of communication between parents and young people about the topic of illegal drugs. Now, that underlines to me the importance of the open letter which is being circulated later, because it encourages parents to address an issue of illegal drug use which many parents, I think, are fearful of and reluctant to do, and often don't engage with young people on that subject. Now, the indications from research too is that is a costly view to have. That we have to have open and honest communications with young people about the topic of illegal drug, with the aspiration of stopping the likelihood of young people going on to use illegal drugs. Because the indications, as I said, is that not everyone who uses marijuana, cannabis, will go on to progress to other illegal drugs, but many of them will. And those who only use marijuana, some of those will go on to experience serious adverse mental health problems. So it's for those two reasons that I've travelled from Glasgow to this press conference, because I am fully supportive of the initiative that the administration is announcing today. Thank you.